I don't know if there's any pain that is more debilitating than heartbreak. The experience of giving all of your heart to someone else and to have that break, for lack of a better description, to have your heart break is so painful. And what happens is a lot of people experience that and spend the rest of their lives trying to mitigate that risk by allowing themselves to put up these walls and say, okay, I'm only going to let this person see this much of me, and I'm only going to let this person in so deep. And that's understandable because the body biologically is wanting to prevent us from pain, right? We touch a hot stove, we program ourselves, let's not touch that hot stove again. And so if left unchecked, without our own conscious intention, to experience heartbreak can lead us to naturally say, okay, I'm not doing that again. We need to protect the heart. And the thing is that the willingness to open your heart, the willingness to allow yourself to be seen authentically for who you are more and more and more, is what is necessary for you to experience deeper levels of love. Because the parts that you keep hidden, you're hiding them from a space of fear and contraction. And when you hide a part of yourself in that way, that part of you is limited. That part of you is held in place behind these confines that are self-constructed. And it's only when we realize that love is expansive, love is infinitely expansive, that we understand, well, in order for me to experience more love, in order for me to love more deeply, I get to let the chains off. I get to unlock the cell doors where I've kept my heart, not because of anything malicious, not because I'm a bad person, not because I did anything wrong, but because I was hurt. And we have the ability to choose to let that out, to love more deeply. And when we experience that heartbreak, what we have now done is given ourselves the opportunity to nurture ourselves, to love ourselves more, to learn from that experience, and to show up in our own corner in a way that lets us know that, hey, the next time, if this were to ever happen again, I got it. I'll be okay. I've learned to love myself more deeply through what at the time was the most painful experience I'd ever imagined. And because I know that I was able to support myself through that, I have the courage to open myself up again. And when we open ourselves up again, we have the ability to open ourselves up even more, because in that process of showing up and supporting ourselves, we learned more of ourselves. We gained more awareness of who we are and why we're here and what we want and what we need and all of those things. We learn more of ourselves, which means that we can bring more of ourselves to the next relationship or the next experience. And when we bring more of ourselves are exposed and vulnerable, but more of ourselves are also able to experience love. There's more depth that's possible as a result of that. And so I want you to remember that you can love even more deeply. It's what I posted, my last post. You can love even more deeply And that can be really scary. But you can. And if you're willing to, you will experience depths of love that will take your breath away. Thank you for listening. Thank you for continuing to show up to life with courage, to feel and to love as deeply as you do. I want to remind you that always, in all ways, you are seen, you are heard, and you are loved.